Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Intel Tech Bytes, where we take technical topics and break them down into bite-sized pieces. I'm your host, Lexi Marks. With our focus still on 11th Gen Intel Core desktop processors, today's exciting topic covers architecture. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce Brant Guttridge. Hey, Brant.
Hey, how are you doing?
Good. Thanks for joining us today. Today's session consists of new core and graphics architecture questions and those features that make the new 11th Gen Intel Core desktop processor exciting. With that being said, let's jump into that first question. The 11th Gen Intel Core desktop processors have new core architecture, but it's still 14 nanometer. What's different from the previous generations?
Yeah, great question. Thanks for asking. I think some of the cool things about the 11th Gen desktop core architecture are we're mixing and matching several different pieces of technology together to deliver a superior product. First and foremost is we're borrowing our CPU microarchitecture design that was most recently used on the mobile processor, and we're porting that back to 14 as you suggested. What's interesting about that is we're taking the IPC benefit of that microarchitecture design, and we're combining it with the process stability of 14 nanometer. So both of those things put together delivers a superior performance from a desktop perspective. One question that sometimes comes up is why not do that for a notebook? The notebook market's a little bit different in that they also want to balance battery life inside of that. So we get the benefit of not having to be as concerned about battery life or power efficiency. And again, so we're just trying to deliver maximum performance to the end user.
Gotcha. Thanks. Now, in your opinion, what new features make 11th Gen Intel Core desktop processors exciting?
So I think there's a couple of things. I mean, again, number one, like I said a moment ago, is this is our first brand new desktop microarchitecture in several generations. So from that perspective, especially, it's really exciting. It's a more efficient design. And now we're also, shoring up some of the other platform capabilities. We'll be introducing a new graphics core, if you will, that's delivering 50% performance upside versus the previous gen. We have PCI Gen 4 for the first time on the Intel platform. And a cool feature I'm really excited about is the first platform where we've offered 20 PCIe CPU lanes off the CPU. All of those are Gen 4. Historically, what's happened is end users have had to decide, do they want to use those it's been 16 lanes historically. Do they want to use those 16 lanes to do a GPU, full by 16 GPU, for better gaming graphics performance, or would they rather use those lanes for a by 4 SSD? So with the incremental 4 lanes on the 11th Gen desktop core microarchitecture, we're able to deliver an uncompromised solution. You get the best in both worlds. You get your GPU and your SSD or your storage device all directly connected to the CPU for the best performance possible.
I would agree that is some pretty exciting stuff. Now onto graphics architecture. Can you explain what's improved?
Yeah, again, this is another example of where we're borrowing the latest micro-core architecture from the notebook side of the house, and again, we're porting it back to desktop. But for the end user, what folks should care about is that porting back is delivering 50% improvement on integrated graphics performance. The other thing that's a first for the Intel platform is this is the first time where we're enabling the integrated graphics and a discrete GPU to work together. Historically, when you've had both of those on the same platform, the integrated graphics has default to an off position. So why does that matter? The end user will get more overall performance by having those two components work together.
Now, Brant, if I was to jot all this into a flashcard in my mind, what would be that one thing that I should emphasize on the most?
I think the thing that myself as well as the team is most proud about is Intel continue to push the boundaries in terms of frequency or the speed of the processor. And that's a capability that really benefits all of our customers.
Gotcha. Thank you. And thank you so much for joining today.
Yeah, happy to be here. Thank you.
And a big thank you to all of our viewers for tuning in to another Intel Tech Bytes video. If you're looking for more information on new architecture or the 11th Gen Intel Core desktop processor, check out your resource portal. Until then, don't forget to tune into next week's episode of Intel Tech Bytes.